Right, welcome back everybody. We're back at D&B Militaria with my very best friend, Barry. Say hello, Barry.
Hello.
We've just been discussing saying, not saying hello in the phone.
Yeah.
I'll just get over it, everybody. So, this is really my interesting side of it. I love pistols, Barry. I get far more enjoyment out of pistols than I do of long guns.
Yeah.
But this is, we're looking at a very specific type of pistol now, aren't we? Or certainly in an era and the style of pistol and what these were used for back in the day.
Yeah.
So where do these pistols come into? Where do these pistols fit into that sort of Cold War era, or certainly in that sort of situation?
Asked a lot of the time. I get asked by customers and by others. There's a lot of myths about it, and then because every spy used the Walther PPK because Mr. Bond, obviously.
Yeah. It's probably the most famous pistol ever made, isn't it, really? Because everybody sees it in the film.
Yeah, the Walther PPK, everyone knows, it's a little, most of them are in 7.65 calibre.
Yeah.
A lot of the automatics we see here are 7.65 because at that era, it was one of the most common calibers in World War II. And that came out of the Germans. The 9mm Luger, the Walther P38 was 9mm Parabellum, but actually a huge amount of German issue weapons in World War II were the 7.65 ACP cartridge.
And the PPK has actually been around an awful long time. When we think of James Bond, we think it's a relatively modern weapon, but it's not. It's been around for a huge amount of time.
The late 20s, early 30s. I think the PP came out in 29, and the PPK, I'm going to get it wrong, came out a few years later. We'll say a few years later. So the K was, people think the PPK, so the Walther PP, Polizei Pistola, or Pistola Polizei, whichever it is, and they see the K is the German for short for little, Kurz or short. It actually wasn't. The PPK stands for Polizei Pistola Kriminal.
Oh, okay.
So people always think the K is the German Kurz for short, but it's not. It's Kriminal. So a little fact there.
And Walther made quite a few variants of the PP. So I mean, I had a PP7 when we were allowed to have pistols back in the day. I had a PP7. I think there was a PP9. There was all sorts of variants of this pistol. And it's interesting. It's actually a relatively accurate pistol compared to a lot of guns that we might look at today.
The Germans used about 30 different 7.65 pistols in World War II, which were all given official designations and all had Waffen-Amt stamps. Why so many? German soldiers ostensibly were in occupied territory where they were targets. So almost every German had a pistol for self-defence. Not all of them, but anyone they deemed didn't want to get shot or attacked or hit on the head. So that's why they had so many. And then after the war, in the Cold War, obviously one of the things that someone carrying a pistol, carrying out clandestine operations for their country, they want deniable stuff. They don't want their country's service pistol on them. They have to, because the proliferation of all these surplus handguns after World War II, they were ideal. Plus the common caliber 7.65, it was everywhere. At that time, most police forces in Europe used a 7.65. But so the PPK, is actually not a great gun.
Which I know. Different than there. But carry on, Barry.
They're weird. In my experience and in other people I've spoken to, you get a good one, you get a rubbish one. There doesn't seem to be a lot of in between. You get one that will not function and is utterly unreliable, or you get one that bumbles along quite perfectly. They are accurate, and the quality of manufacture is excellent. Walther do use really high-grade Krupp steels and
that
things.
always shows up when you look at Walthers, genuine Walthers, that the quality of the manufacture is really good and the finish is fantastic.
But, very small, concealable. That's the thing. People most intelligence officers, case officers, actually, who work for their country's clandestine services, don't carry a gun. You want to be walking around East Berlin with your little camera or your, maybe a poisoned umbrella. But you don't want trouble. You're there to collect information and or meet people or so the occasions where they would have to carry a gun, they needed something very small, very light, very concealable. Hence, there's a weird choice, and that definitely changed as time went on as we go that end of the table. So the PPK was definitely carried, was used. It was an official weapon of the British. who gave it various XL designations, XL 67A1, L47A1, and things. But you know,
is the PPK still in production now? You know.
Yeah, I think they still make it just because it is just an iconic gun.
I think people sometimes don't realise how many of these gun variants are actually manufactured. You know, when you look at the PP, there must be millions of these out there. The millions have been manufactured, the same as the Luger and all the rest of it.
All over the world.
Millions of these guns are manufactured. And they're all about somewhere. They all appear. Even we still recover them. As part of my work, they just appear out of people's lofts and all the rest of it.
And they're probably in really good condition.
Some of them immaculate.
Yeah.
Absolutely immaculate.
Because they're guns that are often carried but rarely fired. Or they're put in a drawer.
Yeah, that's exactly very true.
Put in a glove compartment or a drawer.
Yeah.
I mean, a much better gun than the PPK, as in reliability and everything, is a little thing like the Sauer M1913.
Yeah.
Which, again, you know, carried by tons of people in that playing that game. You know, slightly smaller, lighter, more reliable generally than a Walther. Same caliber, same sort of mag capacity. Or a really good gun, the Czech ZZ27, which was issued in large numbers by the Germans to the Luftwaffe, the Kriegsmarine, pilots, soldiers, etc.
Yeah, and a lot of these manufacturers still going because CZ is still a very big manufacturer, isn't it? The CZ75 was a very popular pistol and still is. Still very popular.
Superb pistol. Česká Žabrovka are superb and still making one of the best assault rifles, you know, the new Bren 805 and everything.
Yeah.
Massively good. Yeah. Massively good. So, I mean, this is more a generic thing. These four here are generic. A little Astra pistol.
Yeah.
This one's got Nazi stamps on.
Even we've had some of those surrendered into us.
Yeah. Well, good little guns.
Yeah.
Again, reliable, small, considerable, everything they want. They want something. They're not expecting trouble. It's there to get them out of trouble if they get into trouble.
Yeah.
The occasions where they feel the need to carry. They're conducting operations in a room or across a street. It hasn't got a lot of range. Stopping power is not a major issue.
Yeah. I think a lot of people don't forget that it's pistols like this and pistols in general are for very close quarter work. They're not designed to be highly accurate. You're not shooting Olympic matches with these. These are for close quarter, and it's to put you on the floor basically, or put you out the or to get you out of a situation you are in.
Well, I mean, there's a few things to cover there. So the FBI, I think I said last time, the Yanks are brilliant for collecting data. They really put the effort in. The FBI is amazing for firearms data. They've literally got records going back to, I think, the 1910s, 1920s, whenever they set them up. And I read, a long time ago now, but I read an FDIC, the average gunfight in America between civilians or police, as in there's a criminal involved doing something they shouldn't do. The average distance of a gunfight in America is something like 1.3 meters.
Yeah.
And the average shots fired was 3. Apparently the latest police that it's gone up because everyone's got 15 round magazines, 20 round magazines. They're just using it like a machine gun.
And I think people think that's extraordinary. They think, well, 1.5 meters, that can't be true, but it is. That's how these things operate. People pull pistols out and they go bang, bang, bang,
well,
bang.
Well, a criminal will want to get in close.
Yeah.
To do whatever he's got to do.
Yeah.
You know.
That's right.
So
the only thing as we finish on these ones, that there's a very small pistol there. What is that, Barry?
So that's a Czech, again, a CZ 45, and that's 25 ACP.
Yeah.
Which
Saturday night special, isn't it?
Well,
25? No, 20.
No, it's 38 special as a Saturday night special. But
what's the one I'm thinking of then?
I have no idea. I'm not in your head.
I thought a 25 cal was what they call the Saturday night special. Maybe they did it in cop shows. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. But God knows what they're talking about. It's a show, so it's probably got no basis in reality. No, I mean,
I thought Kojak was a documentary though.
Who loves you, baby? Who loves you, baby? Where's my lollipop? Christ, that's going back. There are half the people that don't clue what we're talking about. 25 ACP.
Yeah.
So, 22, 2 what the hell would you carry that for? Yeah, that's an extreme. This gun was designed for people who just need to have something for self-defense.
Yeah.
But it's small, And again, you know, think of the Cold War, those old black and white films, you know, Berlin, East Berlin, you know, Prague. It was always chilly. You got a big coat on. The Cold War was conducted all over the world. If you're in a hot country, a tropical country, if you're trying to be covert, you've got to be wearing your Hawaiian shirt and flip flops.
That's right.
So having a bigger gun ain't going to work for you. So the smaller, the better. Also to note that, you know, the way, what do I say? Nowadays you hear a lot about operators. The operators. It's really cool. You know, and there's guns now. Like Springfield's got the TRP operator pistol. Brilliant gun. I've shot it. Amazing. 1911. But the operator's this and operator's that. Not a lot of thought goes into when you talk to people who actually their job is a case officer or an intelligence officer. Their training's totally different. Not always, but in quite some ways to what, say, a special forces soldier's training would be with a pistol, or a police bodyguard's training would be with a pistol, or just a police, you know, a SWAT team guy is with a pistol. Their training's very different, and it's different because they're sometimes on their own. They've not got any backup or support. They're often reacting instead. I mean, if you know you're going to go and do someone in with a gun, probably don't take a pistol, number one. It's mostly a self-defense gun. Take something bigger. Or if you have to carry a pistol, again, because of, you know, being covert and you can't. So if you have to carry a pistol, you know, none of these are really ideal if you're going to go in to initiate trouble. I suppose is what I'm saying. None of these are great for that. They're more just in case guns.
Because the minute you fire at any of these guns, your covertness is finished. Right, so that's the end of part one. Looking at some of these covert, concealed. I can't even remember the word even now. Espionage pistols, and we'll be looking at some of the other pistols we got on the table in the next episode. So look after yourselves. Don't forget to check out the website where these pistols will be up for sale. And we'll see you next time. Say goodbye, Barry.
See you later.